Hello everyone, my name is Jack the Kid, and let's talk about fan service, because there's a lot of that in anime. Now, normally I would say that fan service doesn't really bother me. Well, it does, actually, because I just miss those days where you could just tell a compelling story and not try to get guys all hyped up on that sexual attention while trying to tell me a story. Um, a good example of some fan service is Sword Art Online. Now, the first 12 episodes was alright. The girl was pretty cute. I don't even remember the main character. Um, I really don't like Sword Online, but the first 12 episodes I did find entertaining. And the other 12 happened, and I don't know what happened. It just all fell apart. And that's because the dude, whatever his name was, he was basically just like a chick magnet, and I don't understand why, because he had barely any personality. I I have no idea. It's very popular, so Japan's gonna make it anyways. Japan's kind of like Hollywood in that way. But another example um, is Akame ga Kill. I really like this anime. In fact, I finished the whole series in one day. It was so good, I thought. Some people hate on it, but I seriously really liked it. It's kind of like Game of Thrones. A lot of people die who you wouldn't expect to die. I think they just did it for shock value, but I honestly like it. It's a good anime. But some characters in particular have big, big female body parts. Not to name any names, but yeah, so like it tells not a deep story, but it tells a pretty average story, and then all of a sudden, fan service. All of a sudden, it's boobs and stuff. Now, with Sword Art Online's case, there isn't a lot of fan service, but there's a decent amount where you can question the quality of the anime you're watching, and that's what I feel what anime is doing these days. It's just throwing fan service because people aren't stopping it and they're still going with it. Now, it's alright to have a couple fan service in anime, but don't over exaggerate it like it's the main plot. Like, take One Piece, for example. One Piece was about a boy and an adventure. It was exciting and great. And then, I think it started with a New World or something. Well, there were a couple nude shots. Well, like they didn't show any nudity, but with Naminé showering. But it's covered up. It's fine. But like all of a sudden, when the New World showed up, all of a sudden in the newer One Piece anime, her boobs grew like a ton. And you can actually see it during the progression of the manga. I mean, they just grow huge. I mean, in the beginning, they were like teenage girl boobs, but now they're just huge, like the size of my head. I don't understand why, and it's because it's become a trend now where if you animators may think if you don't have the over exaggerated female body parts, people aren't going to watch it. Now, One Piece has more problems than just its female parts. The story seems like it's going to go on forever, let's be honest. But yeah, it's just you know succumb to the popularity, and uh, I mean it was good at first, but you know uh, I mean it's not like any other of the big three went into fan service. God damn it, Naruto, really? Oh god, so much fan service. I don't even like Naruto either, to be perfectly honest. But I mean I watched the first series, but Shippuden I couldn't get into, so it really sucks. And then you have the shows that are deeply relied on fan service, which is like High School DxD. This show is literally just fan service. That's all it is. That's all it will ever be. It's only fan service. Um, the main girls over exaggerate female parts. I mean, like I said before, it's alright if it's a little sprinkled in. I mean, that's fine, but if it's just the point of the show, it just loses its value to me. I mean, try either tell me a story or I don't know, just tell me a story. Don't just shove all these images in my face and expect me to say best anime of the year, because it's not gonna be on my list. It's like high school DxD, at least Demolition D says it himself. It's like the McDonald's of anime. You don't like to admit that you like it, but every once in a while you take a peek at it. I don't really take a peek at it. I think it's lame, stupid, but that's just my opinion. You're welcome to disagree. I like, for example, great anime like Full Metal Alchemist. There's barely any fan service. I could feel comfortable sitting and watching Full Metal Alchemist without trying to pause my computer or something to with someone coming inside thinking I'm looking up, stuff I shouldn't be looking at. Um, it's got a great story, it's philosophical, and it's an overall great anime. It doesn't need fan service, and that's what I'm trying to nail the point. Just to have, when you're having a TV show or anime, you don't need fan service. You can be perfectly fine. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is praised as one of the best anime ever, and I would agree on that part. And even Soul Eater, yes, it does have fan service in the beginning, but it's only sprinkled in there. It's some scenes, but it's not the main focus. Soul Eater is pretty good story. One of my favorite anime. The first anime I actually finished ever. And it doesn't rely on fan service. Yes, there is fan service, but that's not the whole point. And it's not doing it just for popularity, it's just doing for a funny moment in a scene, and then it moves on to something more serious or progressing in the plot. Whereas other ones would just stay on the fan service. And then you have your classic Cowboy Bebop. Now, I will say, it does actually have a little fan service. Like maybe 5%, and that 5% is just Valentine. She could be considered fan service, but it's little stuff. It's just the way she dressed. It's not like she's doing it. The animators are doing it on purpose. But Cowboy Bebop remains a great story throughout. You can be fully engaged in it. Valentine isn't like distracting you from the story with, say, giant female body parts. She's actually, a great character and doesn't solely rely on her looks like Namine or the Naruto cast, and the girl from Sword Art Online, or the High School High School DxD? Yeah. Um, you know, that's why Cowboy Bebop's so good to me, because it was pretty much before the time of fan service when it got over exaggerated. And yeah, so those are my thoughts on fan service. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Check the kid out. Peace.